In this week's 48 Hours, 13 years after Madeleine McCann went missing during a vacation with her family in Portugal, authorities believe that they may have some new answers. Here's Peter Van Sant.
In May of 2007, British doctors Jerry and Kate McCann were on vacation with their children at a beach resort in Praia de Luz, Portugal.
We were having a great holiday. We had lots of fun.
As they had done every night, on May 3rd, the McCanns left their children asleep in their apartment and went to meet friends for dinner about 50 yards away. Jane Hill is a BBC News anchor who covered Madeleine's story.
And the friends would take turns and just check on their sleeping children.
At 10 p.m., when it was Kate's turn, she found this bed, Madeleine's bed, empty.
Please, please do not hurt her. Please don't scare her. Please tell us where to find her.
It is every parent's nightmare, isn't it?
Despite a global media storm, a multinational search and investigation, years passed with no answers, until this past June.
A German prisoner has been identified as a new suspect in the disappearance of Madeleine McCann.
German authorities in Braunschweig, Germany, made this announcement.
The accused is a sex offender with several previous convictions.
The suspect's name is Christian Bruckner.
He absolutely matches the profile of a person who could potentially abduct and or kill a little girl like Madeleine McCann.
Mark Hoffman is a Germany-based crime and intelligence analyst.
He lived in a house run about 1 mile away from where Madeleine was potentially abducted. His cell phone was tracked at the crime scene, or at least next to the crime scene, the night Maddie disappeared.
It's when you put those things together that you get that clearer focus, where the jigsaw becomes much, much more complete.
Jim Gamble, former head of the UK's Child Exploitation and Online Protection Centre, is hopeful this tragic case may finally be solved.
For the first time in 13 years, I have to say, I actually felt here is a credible suspect.
Let us bring in 48 Hours correspondent Peter Van Sant to answer some more questions about this case. Peter, this is a case that people have been fixated on for many, many years. There were all sorts of sightings of her. Is she in Greece? Is she in London? Her mom was the center of all sorts of conspiracy theories. And now we see a suspect coming into focus, Christian Bruckner. How did he get on the radar of German authorities?
Well, the German police are famously tight-lipped about any criminal case. They don't give you much details. But according to news reports, back in 2017, Christian Bruckner made a drunken confession to a friend that he knew what had happened to Madeleine McCann, and that friend ended up alerting authorities. And while police in Germany have declared him a suspect, and they tell us in the course of our investigation that there is strong evidence against Christian Bruckner, they have still not charged him in Madeleine's disappearance. He's currently in prison on another conviction.
Oh, my goodness. Because we had heard about his name. I feel like I heard this name pop up maybe a year ago. I'm so surprised that they haven't charged him yet. Was this the first time his name had been linked to Madeleine's disappearance?
No, it is not. In fact, he first came on their radar back in 2013 when they got a tip. It was investigated, but it just didn't pan out. And then when a new prosecutor came onto this case, a man named Hans Christian Wolters, who I interviewed during the course of our investigation, he took a second look at Bruckner's past and discovered that he had been involved in some crimes against children, and they declared him a suspect. And among the things that are very interesting in this case is that we have been told there are hundreds of photographs and more than 60 videos that have been recovered that may be significant, and you'll learn more about that during the 48 Hours investigation.
Wow, Peter, it sounds heartbreaking. It sounds really fascinating. Thank you so much.
Thank you.